Okay, so let's have fun. What do we need for the first exercise? So something as simple as a Post-it note. You probably have one of those at home. Yeah. You could also use a pirate patch that you can make yourself with a piece of cloth or cardboard, and you can put some elastic, you would call this, so that it holds in your head. Yeah. So yeah, this one has a little heart. It was a present from one participant. But a Post-it will do just as well. So if you don't have a pirate eye patch, you can just use a Post-it. Sometimes in the pharmacies they sell eye patches too, and they tend to be ugly. They are like skin color, and you put them around the whole eye, and it covers the whole eye. And those are not as good, actually, because even if you're stimulating one eye and covering the other, you want for the eye that's covered to also be stimulated. So Post-it does great, and you're going to use it to cover the eye that sees less for the moment, or the eye that is the non-directive eye. And if you don't know which one it is, the eye that sees less or the non-directive eye, well, then just pick an eye that you're going to cover first, and it will be okay because we let it see afterwards anyway. So you see, when I put the Post-it on my eye, there's this space here where the eye can be nevertheless stimulated. The peripheral view is open, and it's just the central view that is covered. Yeah? Okay, so if you already have this, the first thing that you can do is notice also, before we do that, very important, make sure that you have removed your eyeglasses, and your contacts, any kind of thing that is between you and reality, remove them so that we can stimulate the eyes without those crutches. And then, before we start practicing with the Post-it, I'm going to ask you to take a moment to notice how your eyes feel. Are they strained? Are they relaxed? Are they dry? Are they moist? Are they itchy or not? Yeah? So what are the sensations? Do you feel them tired, or are they refreshed? What is the sensation in your eyesight? In your eyes, yeah? It's good to learn to cultivate awareness of our eyes, and then we pay attention at them, and then we treat them well. And another thing I want to ask you is to take awareness of how you see at this moment. What is your perception of light, of color? What is your perception of contrast? The empty space or the 3D of objects, textures. How wide is your visual field? How much you enjoy seeing? Because all of these and more are important dimensions of our experience of seeing. Sometimes when we go to the eye doctor, they put us in front of letters and numbers of a certain size at a certain distance, and that's the only thing they look at. And that's kind of sad, because humans have had eyesight for thousands of years before writing or numbers were invented. And of course, we use our eyesight to see a lot more other things. Oh, Joan, I'm watching from Grenada in the Caribbean. Yeah, so then you have lots of beautiful things to see around. So eyesight has many more uses than just recognizing letters of a certain size at a certain distance. So it's good to check what our experience of seeing is before we do the exercises and our sensations, so that we can compare how our eyes feel and how well we see before the exercises and after the exercises. And then we have a tangible proof that these tools work. And if we learn these tools and we practice them and we implement them as habits in our daily life, we can correct our eyesight, we can see better and better, and we can have good eyesight for life. Yeah? So let's get going. Now that you have paid attention, if you have a notebook, you could even write it. Yeah? I always advise for new students of the ClearSight method to have a notebook so that they can keep track of their improvement. You can start it today or the moment you register in the course, and write down your comments about how you see and how you improve when you practice. Yeah? Okay. If you happen to have the eye chart or the small print around you, you can also make a check before we start the exercises to see what size of letters and what line you see, and you can compare before, after, and see how you see better. Yeah? Okay, so let's go with the Post-it. So you cover one eye. And we can start stimulating the eye that sees. Okay, if the Post-it falls, doesn't matter, you just put it again on. Okay, yeah. Et voila, you could have anything that's eye-catching. For example, I have this pen that has many colors and it moves in a particular way. Or you could use a finger puppet that has some movement that is cute. Or you could use just anything that has different colors, like balls. And have these that are for the cats that even make a little noise and they're kind of shiny. Just take something that will be eye-catchy. And you're just going to move it in front of your eye. And you can move it further and closer. You can move it in different ways. And here, the idea is look at the details of that object. And if you notice that there's a distance that is a bit more difficult than the others, where you don't see the details as well, play at the border of that distance, where it starts becoming a bit less sharp. Yeah? You can look for it. Maybe for you it's further away, or maybe for you it's nearer. And you can look at that distance and just move the object. Make it interesting for your eyes. Curiosity, presence is part of the processes that are important for perception and eyesight. That's why we choose something that is interesting to look at, that's going to be stimulating. And you can just move it in different ways. This can be a starter. And then I'm going to invite you to take a ball that you may have at home. And it could be a tennis ball. A lot of people have tennis balls. Or, one of those balls that you use for stress. Maybe you have one of those. Or maybe some people like juggling and you have some of these. Okay. Or maybe, as I said, the toys for the cat or for the dog. Just any ball can do. I have this one that I like very much that is made by a colleague of mine, and it has seeds, so it's very soft and nice. But any ball, a tennis ball, any kind of ball would do. And you're going to take it with both hands, and while keeping your eye covered, you're going to throw the ball. And you can do it with both hands, and you're just going to look for the ball. You're going to want to catch the ball. So spontaneously, your eyes are going to look. And so as you're throwing the ball, sometimes it goes higher, sometimes it goes lower. And so your eyes are focusing at different distances and following the movement that coordinates eye, hand, and brain and body. Okay, here, here I am in front of my computer because I'm teaching. But if at home you have more space and you can maybe in the garden throw the ball to the ball and have it to the wall and have it bounce, or you can play with someone that wants to catch it. Yeah, you can do that. You could also throw the ball to the dog and let it get it and come back, but you're looking at the ball. Yeah, all kinds of games with balls and eye patches are very good for this coordination, eye, brain, hands. And they're very stimulating. They're very stimulating. I lost it, for the eye that isn't covered. I'm going to put the pirate eye patch because these Post-its are kind of old, and so the glue is not working very well anymore. But it's the same. Basically, you see there's space, the peripheral view is stimulated, and we'll just keep playing a little bit. Now, and if something unexpected happens, like the Post-its falling, or one time you don't catch the ball and it falls, well, you just laugh. I mean, it's not a competition, it's not an exam, you're not going to be evaluated or judged for it. The idea is just to play and have fun. And the more you play and have fun, the more you're in the parasympathetic or autonomous nervous system, and that's better for your perception and for your health in general. And then you could also do it with just one hand. And in this way, you are training a better coordination between that hand, that eye, and that makes one of the brain hemispheres to work more. And in the beginning, it may be difficult, but as you do it more and more, it becomes more easy, yeah? And again, if the ball falls, you just laugh, no big deal. And then you can do it with the other one. Maybe with one of the hands, it's a bit more difficult. It's okay. A lot of us have a directive hand and a non-directive hand, so it's kind of natural if it's a slightly more difficult with one hand. Just keep practicing, and the more you practice, the easier it becomes. And if the ball falls, you just laugh. Whoops, like for example now. Okay, so you just do this for a while, and you can go back to doing it with both hands. You'll see that it becomes, whoopa, it's supposed to become easier, okay, as you do it with both hands. Maybe you can give it back to me. I don't know. Well, anyway, I have several balls. It's also good to change balls because then they have different sizes, different weights, different colors, and that creates other kinds of training and stimulation when you practice, with different balls. Yeah? Et voilà. So you just do it for a while, and after you're done, so we are going to close our eyes. We're going to remove the eye patch with our eyes closed, and we're just going to notice the difference of sensation between the eye that has been stimulated and the eye that was covered. Notice the difference of sensation. Probably the eye that has been stimulated, interestingly, is more relaxed, feels more refreshed, is lighter. So this is interesting to notice. Actually, eyes like to be stimulated. They relax when they are stimulated. They don't get tired. They get tired when they're looking all the time at the same distance and doing the same. But eyes like diversity and stimulation. And we're going to do a little palming. So you keep your eyes closed and you just cover them with the palms of your hands. And again, while you're doing palming, notice the sensations that are changing in your eyes. As you do the palming, you're probably noticing both of your eyes becoming more and more relaxed. And notice the quality of the darkness that you see with your eyes closed and covered by your hands. The better you see dark, the black, the darker you see black, the better you see with your open eyes, which is one reason why you want to sleep in the dark at night. And as you're doing the palming, you can feel your muscles relaxing even more. You can feel the heat in your eyes, relaxing the muscles even more. And it may be that you feel your eyes getting a more similar sensation. At home, when you practice this, of course, you can do the palming as long as you want, as long as it feels comfortable. But here, because I want to teach you more exercises, we're going to do it a bit shorter. Yeah? Okay, so anytime you're ready to interrupt the palming, you just get back up straight, and while keeping your eyes closed, you remove the hands on your from your closed eyelids, and notice what colors you see in your closed eyelids: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, whatever color you see. Just observe it. And when the color doesn't change, you can remove the hands and you can yawn. And if you don't want to yawn, fake it. It kind of will have that effect until you really want to yawn. And stretch like a cat and sign and moan, because all of these are good to relax the muscles and get your brain more oxygen, and so the eyes, so they help to see better. You can move gently to make yourself more comfortable. And once you have done that a little bit in the way that feels good for you, you're going to take a snapshot. You're going to open your eyes a moment, close them, and then remember what you saw as long as you can. And when you cannot remember it anymore, you will imagine what you saw. Then you're going to look another direction and open your eyes and close them. So just take a snapshot. Remember what you saw for as long as you can, and then imagine what you saw as long as you can. Memory and imagination are mental processes that are linked to eyesight and vision. So the more you train your memory and imagination, the better you see as well. Okay, and you could do this 3 to 5 times, but now we're going to go to the next step. So we're going to blink fast as if our eyelids were butterfly wings, very lightly, very easily. And in this way, we're stimulating our tear production glands, We're getting our eyes used to light again, and we're also making our pupil and our iris exercise. So now open your eyes and look again around you. Yeah, I can remove this. Looks ridiculous, but natural vision improvement is fun and we're supposed to laugh. We're not serious when we're doing this. So pay attention at how you see now after this first exercise. How is your perception of light? Probably you see more light. And how do you notice colors? Probably you see them brighter. And do you notice that feel that you see more contrast? And how do you notice the 3D of things? Maybe you see better the empty space, or things seem to be more present. Maybe you have a wider visual field. What has changed? I would like to read in the chat what has changed, what you notice with this very first simple exercise that we have done. What has changed with this practice? You can type it. Whatever it is, that you see more light, or you see more colors, more contrast. It's good to acknowledge the changes that you notice every time you practice, because that keeps, well, first that makes you learn what improves when you do what. And then it allows you also to keep motivating yourself. Every time you evaluate, you notice that you're improving your eyesight, well, you're happy. So you have more good reasons to keep doing it. Yeah? Okay, so once you have typed what has improved, we're going to do the same thing, but with your other eye. So Ziva says, the eyes are more focused. Absolutely. Good that you noticed. Okay, maybe others want to share as well. We'll keep seeing, there's always a little bit of lag between when I talk and when you see it, and when you hear it and when you type. Okay, tears stay, and you had dry eyes. Very good, Suzanne, very good for you. So the eyes are more moist, so you have reasons to practice. Diana, peripheral vision side of the exercised eyes better. Tori, I see more light, a wider range, a clearer focus. Absolutely. So we have different kinds of improvements that happen with this practice. Michelle, I notice a little more contrast and broader periphery. And Christina, I feel very moist and nice. Yay, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the other eye, So, and I see the team is sharing some of the messages, letting you see them. Absolutely, very good. So we're going to do the same thing with the other eye. The eye that was covered is going to see now, and the eye that was seeing is the one that is going to be covered. And you could use the Post-it if it's new. I'm going to use the eye patch. There you go. Okay, so you can notice that this one is stimulated on the periphery, and the other one can see with the central vision. And we're going to start in the same way. So Michelle, I notice a little more contrast and broader periphery, great. So you take again this interesting object that you have, it may be anything, again, a finger puppet or a toy or a ball that has colors. Well, I like this pen. And you're going to move it again, closer and further away. And you just simply notice if there's any place, you can move it around and you look at details, makes you curious. And notice if there's any place where your vision starts becoming less good, if there's like a border someplace. And you can choose to stimulate the eye at that distance. It could be further, could be closer, just look for it wherever it starts being challenging a little bit. And just move the object at that distance in any way that you want. Could be circles, it could be coming in and out or sideways, and you just keep paying attention to the details. And you just do this for a while. And again, at home, you can do this as long as it feels interesting. And when you would feel complete of the stimulating in the more difficult or the border of the difficult eyesight, then we can practice again with the ball. Okay, Lorene, I see nearby items clear. I see more light, wider range, clearer focus. Okay, Michelle, I notice a little more contrast and broader periphery. Okay, great. So now we're going to start again with the ball. We're going to do exactly the same with it with the other eye. So we first start with 2 hands and we look at it. And again, this improves the coordination between the hand, the brain, the eye. It allows the eye to focus different distances naturally because we want to catch the ball, so it doesn't even feel like an exercise. It's just a fun game. Curiosity is very important for eyesight, so anything that will make our eyes practice out of curiosity, fascination, games, play is good for our eyesight. Again, you could throw the ball against the wall, or you could throw it in the garden, or in a park, get your dog take it, or you could play tennis, or badminton, or fronton, or you could play squash, or any other ball game. Is very good for your eyesight. Of course, the idea is to practice them as much as possible without glasses or contacts, because here the purpose is to improve your eyesight, not to win the game. And then over time, you'll improve and you'll win the game. And then after you've played with both hands, you can play for a while with one hand. And you may notice that there's a difference when you look with the other eye. It's okay, just notice the difference and keep stimulating it. And maybe it's easier, maybe it's more difficult, depending on the eye and the hand that you're using. Just notice it and practice. The more you practice, the more it'll improve and the easier it'll get. And if something unexpected happens, the ball falls or whatever, you just laugh and you continue. And then you can do it with the other hand. Maybe that in the beginning it's a bit more difficult, but it'll get easier over time. And you just do it. It's not a contest, it's not a competition, you're not being judged, evaluated, it's not an exam. So however you're doing it for the sake of your eyes. So very, very good. You practice a little bit. You may be noticing that it's becoming easier. So you may be becoming more daring until it falls too far away. Okay, you can change again the balls that you're using. You can change the size, the weight, the color. In this way, you're stimulating your eyes with different colors, and you're also improving your coordination with different weights and shapes. And the more you practice, the better. So you could do this for as long as you want, but we're going to stop here for now. We're going to close our eyes, remove the eye patch again, and notice now how the eyes feel. How feels the eye that has been stimulated now compared to how it felt before and compared to the eye that was stimulated earlier? I'm going to remove this completely. So it's important to notice so that we grow our awareness of the effect of the practices in the sensations of our eyes. When the sensations of our eyes improve, our eyesight improves. And we're going to practice again for a few minutes some palming. So you just put the hands in the shape of the palming, close your eyes. Well, they were closed already. And the fingers on the forehead, the palms covering your eyes. And you can breathe deeply and slowly. You can notice the quality of the darkness that you see in your closed eyelids during palming. The darker the black that you see with your eyes closed, the better you see with your eyes open, because you're segregating more rhodopsin and other enzymes that allow you to see in colors. And notice the sensations of your eyes and how they're relaxing more and more as you're practicing the palming. You can also notice the heat and how the heat is relaxing the muscles. You can notice the sensations of both eyes, and probably they're becoming more similar as well as they relax more and more. And again, you could do this practice as long as you would like. Yeah, at home you could practice, for 5, 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever feels pleasant. Just make sure if you have intraocular pressure or glaucoma, then just do it for 5 to 7 minutes at a time and not more. But otherwise, you can stay as long as you want. But here, we're going to stop for now. So get straight, keeping your eyes closed and your hands covering your eyes. And then while keeping your eyes closed, you remove the hands from your eyes, from your closed eyelids, and notice the colors that you see in your closed eyelids. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, whatever it is, it's okay. And when you don't see a change happening anymore, you can again stretch and yawn and moan and sigh to relax the muscles in your shoulders, your arms, your neck, your skull, to get more oxygen in your system. You can fake the yawning until you really want to yawn for real. And when you yawn, you help other people yawn, so that's very good. And when you're comfortable again, well, you're going to take a couple more snapshots. So you're going to open your eyes, close them, and remember what you saw, and then imagine what you saw as long as possible. And then you can take another snapshot, and then remember what you saw, and then imagine what you saw. And again, you could do this for 3 to 5 times in your own time when you practice at home. And after you've done it a couple times, then you can blink lightly and fast, as if your eyelids were butterfly wings. And this way you exercise the eyelids, you exercise the iris and the pupil, your eyes get used to light again, and you can see around you and notice again how you see after having experienced this second little exercise. How do you feel your eyes? Probably now both of your eyes are a lot more relaxed than they were before from these games in stimulation. And then how do you see? Probably you see more light, you see the colors brighter, you see more details, you notice the textures better, you see more contrast, or things are more real, more present. You have a better sense of 3D, or you notice the empty space better. You have more pleasure of seeing. And again, I would like to read in the chat. I would like for you to write down what you have noticed that has changed with this second exercise. Maybe you feel your eyes are more balanced. What have you noticed? Again, it's important to notice and express the change so that you learn from it, and that you keep motivated. And you could write it down in your notebook as well. Okay, Denny, the eyes feel more relaxed and more moist. Okay, good. And I imagine the comments are going to keep coming as we go along. Okay, Sandy, calm, brighter, excitement. Good, very good. Okay, and I'm going to explain another exercise that you can practice. So we've covered, Carla, my eye muscles are better, more moist in my dry eyes. Denny, you look clearer on the screen. That's good. May, my eyes feel refreshed. Very, very good. Okay, so another practice that you can do. So again, with the Post-it, you could take the measure between your pupils, and you could fold the Post-it to the size between your pupils. And of course, what I'm going to do with the Post-it, you could also create it with cardboard or something like that. But something very easy is to use just the Post-it at home. And you're going to push the Post-it between your eyes, making sure that it is between the two pupils, that the Post-it covers the middle of the pupils. Tori, much more relaxed. I feel happier too. May, my eyes are refreshed. Christina, I was able to catch the ball better using the right eye. Okay, these things happen. Very good. So now put the Post-it in the middle And we are going to stimulate the peripheral vision and the coordination between the eyes. So, for example, again, you can take this interesting object that you have, you can just move it from right to left, and you can follow it with your eyes. This simple exercise, you can look to the sides to see it, is improving the coordination between your eyes and between your brain hemispheres. It's also improving your imagination, because when the object is in the middle, you don't see it. So your brain has to imagine where it is and how fast it's going to come to the other side. Of course, it also improves the coordination between the eyes, the brain, the hands. And you can practice it at different distances. And if there's distance that is a bit more challenging than the others, you could insist at that distance, and then you're stimulating that distance. The same thing, of course, you can do it with a ball, simply. And you can change the ball of the hand. And actually, exercises like this are also good to because they improve the coordination between the brain hemispheres, and they're used in different therapy schools and practices. But now we're using them to improve our eyesight, to stimulate our eyes. Okay. And after we've done this for a little time, we are going to stimulate the peripheral view. How are we going to do it? Well, we have this post-it that we folded just to go from pupil to pupil. But now we could take a full post-it and we can put it covering the previous one. Well, we could actually start just with how it was, sorry. And we can start moving the fingers at the sides and up and down so that we can stimulate the peripheral view. And we can move the fingers further away. I look like I'm dancing flamenco, kind of. Oops, I'm from Spain, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, and we can put the fingers further and further to stimulate the peripheral view more and more. Well, until you can do it, then it's out of the screen. With your arms completely stretched, you cannot see it, but you can do it. And you can do it for a little while. And then, oh, great, my eyes feel very refreshed now. I definitely see the text better. Less light, a feeling of brightness and cleanness. Great. Okay, so you can do that. And you can now put a full post-it covering the one that you folded so that more of the central vision of the binocular vision is covered, and you can stimulate the peripheral vision further. So you do the same again, and you move your arms further and further so that you stimulate more the peripheral vision. Okay. And then you can cover even a larger part of the peripheral vision. How are you going to do it? Well, you take two post-its and you put them together. And with the two post-its, you cover again up the binocular central vision. Yeah, leave them kind of open so that you can still see to the sides. And again, move your hands with your fingers. And you can move them further and further away, and you are aware of what you're seeing with your peripheral vision. Okay. And when we're done, we can close our eyes, remove the post-it notes, and first pay attention to the sensations of our eyes. What has changed? What are we aware of as we just have done this little exercise? And then maybe they feel more relaxed, they feel more balanced. And then we're going to do palming. So you keep your eyes closed, you put your hands in the palming position, cover them. You can sigh and moan and yawn. And as you cover your eyes with palming, notice how black and dark you see the black with your eyes closed and the closed eyelids covered by your hands. Make sure that you breathe deeply and slowly, that you relax the different parts of your body. And again, you could do palming as long as you would like. When you practice these exercises in your own time, now we're going to do a quickie so that we can keep explaining a few more exercises. Yeah? So again, you can get straight again, and while keeping your eyes closed, remove your hands slowly from your face. Notice the colors that you see: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. It could be any. And when the color doesn't change anymore, remove the hands. Yawn, stretch, sigh, moan, breathe. Stretch a bit like a cat. Relax. That's making things easier for the muscles. That's for the muscles in your eyes. And then we could take a few snapshots, but this time we're going to skip it, and we're just going to do the butterfly blinking to get our eyes used to light again, make them exercise the eyelids. And of course, you know the training memory and imagination is good. And now have a look around and notice what has changed. I'm going to show you a few more, so that you can get them bonus and to practice at home. So you can take a finger puppet, or you could do this with your own thumb. You could also paint a little face on your thumb, or you could also take something that's fun to look at. So you don't require a finger puppet to do it, but I'm going to use it so that you can see the kind of thing. So we're going to do what we call the lazy eights, or the infinite symbol. And you're going to move your finger or your puppet or your shiny object, doing like an 8, or the symbol of infinity. And you make sure that when you're crossing, you're going upwards. And so you are doing as if you would drawing also the contour of the glasses that you're not wearing at this moment, that you don't want to wear. And you can do wider 8s. You can also do smaller 8s. You can do them nearer. You can do them further. You can do them slower. You can do them faster. You can do them only moving your eyes. You can do them moving your whole head. And at home, well, now I'm in front of the camera, in the screen, so I'm not going to move. But at home, you can move your whole body, doing these 8s. And all of these exercises are good because they're moving different muscle groups and relaxing them and stimulating the eyes at different parts of your vision while looking at something that makes them curious. Yeah? Okay, you could also do these movements in diagonals and the other diagonals. You could also do them sideways. You could also do them up and down. You could also do them in circles to the other side. You could do also half circles and down. You could also do squares, triangles. You could move the finger puppet in as many different ways as you want. And every time you are training the muscles of your eyes. So it's very good. Now, let me show you another possibility with a finger puppet. And this one is to help the coordination between the two eyes and to help you focus far away and near. And that is, you look at the puppet and you stretch your arm, and then you keep looking at the puppet as you're looking closer to you until your nose, and you may see that my eyes are becoming almost crossed, because it's normal, because we're focusing near. And you can do this movement several times at your rhythm, stretching your arm, looking at the puppet, then getting it close to the nose. When the puppet is closest to the nose, the eyes are the most crossed eyes, and as the puppet is going further away, the eyes are looking more and more parallel. Yeah? So this exercise improves coordination between the eyes and improves the fusion of the brain of the images that each eye sees. If you want to improve farsightedness and presbyopia, so if you see well far but not near, you're going to exhale as you bring the puppet near and inhale as you bring it far away. Exhale as you bring it near and inhale as you bring it far away, because you want to bring relaxation near where you want to see better. Exhaling always brings relaxation. And if you're nearsighted and you want to see better far away, you're going to do the opposite. You exhale when you bring the puppet far and inhale when we bring it near, and exhale it, bringing it far away, because you want to bring relaxation in the far away distance. Yeah? We're going to practice again this coordination between our two eyes and how the brain makes the fusion between what the both eyes see. And we're going to do it with a string that we can use at home to hang clothes to dry. Yeah, this is the classic for people who don't have the electrical dryers, and some pins for the clothes. So you can hang the cord to something, attach it to something in your home, and then you keep the other side of the string to your nose, or you could do it with someone and each is keeping it to the nose. And you could look at the different pins, like if they have different colors, it's easier because then you recognize what you're doing. So you look at the blue, the yellow, the red, the green, the red, the yellow, the blue, green, yellow, red, blue, blue, yellow, green, red, and you keep alternating. Someone can sing and you can look at the color of the pin. Yeah, and you can do this for a while, and that's improving the focus at different things. All the pins, and when you remove them, you just have the string to look at. And when you have the string, you can look far away and near, and far away and near, and far away and near. And then you are going on the string, and that's improving the coordination of the eyes and the fusion of the brain. You will notice as you do this that you're seeing two strings because each eye sees one, and it will go like a V to an X to an A to an X to a V, depending if you're focusing further or closer to you. Yay, this is actually an exercise that's very good, for example, for cataracts. I see that Emmy's asking. All the exercises of looking far away and nearby, besides more that we're going to teach in the advanced program, the ClearSight method, are good for cataracts. Okay, so we can do a final palming after these exercises, a short one. Cover your eyes, breathe deeply. In a relaxed way, and notice the sensations in your eyes as you're palming. And imagine black darker and darker as your nervous system becomes more and more relaxed, and your breath becomes more and more calm. And you can do the palming as long as you want, but now we're going to do a quickie. You're going to get straight again. And keeping your eyes closed, you're going to remove the hands from your eyes, from your closed eyelids, noticing the colors you see in your closed eyelids. And as you remove them, you see the color changing or not. And when it doesn't change anymore, you stretch, you sigh, you moan. You move gently until you feel more and more comfortable. And when you feel that it's the right moment, we're going to skip the snapshots, but you may want to do them at home to train memory and imagination. And we're just going to blink like a butterfly and notice again what has changed.